If you enjoy videos like this, subscribe to the channel before the video starts. James had always dreamed of exploring the unknown. As the youngest pilot on the Orion Explorer, he never thought his first mission to the distant planet Zyra would change his life forever. The planet's surface was strange, glowing with soft blue light, and the air shimmered as if it were alive. Every step James took felt heavier, like the ground itself was testing him. He was examining a cluster of crystal formations when a sudden flash of light blinded him. Shielding his eyes, James felt a force gently lift him off the ground. When he opened his eyes, the world had changed. The crystals no longer glowed softly, they pulsated, casting moving shadows that seemed almost alive. And there, standing in the center of the light, was a figure unlike anything James had ever seen. She was tall, elegant, and humanoid, yet clearly alien. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes were deep pools of light that seemed to look straight into James' soul. She wore a flowing robe decorated with symbols James did not understand. Around her neck hung a strange crystal that pulsed with energy. "You have been chosen," the alien said. Her voice was melodic, almost hypnotic. It carried across the air, yet it felt as if it spoke directly inside his mind. "You will come with me, for the sacred ritual." James froze. "Ritual? What ritual? Who are you?" His voice trembled. The alien priestess raised her hand, and the crystals around them floated into the air, spinning slowly. "All will be revealed in time. You are part of a plan older than your world. You cannot refuse." A chill ran down James' spine. He wanted to run, but his legs would not move. The light around him grew stronger, forming a shimmering pathway that seemed to lead somewhere deep into the planet. He looked down and saw the ground dissolve into patterns of glowing lines, like some alien map guiding him forward. James' mind raced. Why him? How did she choose him? Could he survive this ritual? Fear mixed with curiosity, pulling him in two directions at once. Every instinct screamed to escape, yet something inside him, a strange sense of destiny, kept him rooted in place. The priestess extended her hand. "Come. Do not be afraid. This is your path." James hesitated for a moment, staring at her hand. Then, taking a deep breath, he reached out. The moment their hands touched, a surge of warmth and energy shot through him, filling him with a strange clarity. His fears did not disappear, but they were tempered by awe. And then the world shifted completely. The crystal pathway beneath him expanded, stretching into darkness and light, leading him toward a place he could not yet see. His heart pounded. Every step forward was a step into the unknown, a mysterious journey that would change him forever. And as the light consumed him, James realized one terrifying truth: there was no turning back. He had been chosen. James awoke in a place unlike anything he had ever imagined. The air was thick but not suffocating, filled with a faint hum that seemed to vibrate in his chest. The walls around him were alive with shifting patterns of light, colors that did not exist on Earth danced and merged, forming symbols that made his head spin. It felt as if the chamber itself was breathing. The alien priestess stood at the far end, waiting. Her eyes glowed brighter than before, reflecting the moving lights around her. "Welcome, chosen one," she said, her voice echoing in the chamber. "Here, the ritual will begin. Do not fear, for only through it can your true purpose be revealed." James' heart raced. He stepped forward cautiously, his feet brushing against the smooth floor that felt warm, almost alive. I don't understand," he said. "What is this ritual? Why me?" The priestess moved gracefully, her robes floating as if underwater. "This ritual is older than your stars, older than your world. It is the bridge between life and the unknown. You are chosen because you carry a spark that can survive its trial." James swallowed hard. A spark? Trial? His mind refused to grasp it. The chamber shifted again, walls stretching and twisting as though the room itself were testing him. The air shimmered, revealing floating orbs of light that hovered just out of reach, pulsing in sync with his heartbeat. "Step forward," the priestess commanded. "Do not resist. Trust the flow of the universe." Every instinct screamed for him to flee, but James felt drawn forward, as though invisible hands guided him. As he moved, he noticed faint shapes appearing in the lights, visions of alien landscapes, strange cities suspended in air, and beings that looked like nothing on Earth. Each vision seemed to whisper secrets, calling him, pulling him deeper into the chamber's heart. Finally, he reached a platform at the center, glowing with an inner light. The priestess raised her arms, and the floating orbs descended, circling James in a delicate dance. "The ritual begins now," she intoned. "Your body and mind will be tested. Only courage and understanding will carry you through." A sudden wave of energy surged through James. His vision blurred, and he saw glimpses of possible futures, some terrifying, some wondrous. He felt as if his very essence was being stretched, reshaped, and examined. Fear and awe collided in him, each moment more intense than the last. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the energy stopped. The chamber was silent, and the priestess' eyes locked onto his. "You have passed the first threshold," she said. "But the journey is far from over. The true choice lies ahead." James' knees shook, and his mind spun. He had survived the initial test, but he knew one thing with absolute clarity: whatever awaited him next would demand more than courage, it would demand everything he had. The chamber was silent now, but the air felt alive, vibrating with a power James could feel deep in his chest. The priestess stood before him, her eyes glowing like twin stars, and the floating orbs circled faster, casting shifting shadows across the walls. "You have passed the first trial," she said softly. "But now, you face the true choice. Will you embrace the ritual, or forge your own path?" James' mind raced. He had felt the energy surge through him before, glimpsed visions of alien worlds, and sensed something awakening inside himself. Was this power real? Could he survive it? Fear gnawed at him, but so did a strange, thrilling curiosity. The priestess raised her arms, and a beam of pure light shot from the ceiling, wrapping James in a cocoon of energy. His body lifted off the ground as visions assaulted him, humanity as it had never been, cities floating above alien oceans, stars rearranging themselves in patterns only he could understand. The energy whispered secrets to him, filling his mind with knowledge that felt both ancient and terrifying. And then came the choice. A vision appeared before him. One path showed him merging with the ritual, transforming into something far beyond human, powerful and immortal. The other path showed a narrow escape through twisting tunnels of light, preserving his life but leaving the ritual and the priestess world forever behind. James' hands shook. The power called to him, promising wonders beyond imagination. But he remembered his home, the people who had sent him on this mission, and the life he could still protect. With a deep, shuddering breath, he made his choice. He wrenched himself from the cocoon, breaking the flow of the ritual. The chamber shuddered violently, the orbs scattering like startled birds. The priestess' eyes widened, not in anger, but in something almost like admiration. "You are strong," she said. "Stronger than I expected. Few can resist and survive." The energy around him collapsed, forming a glowing tunnel leading to the surface. James ran, his heart pounding, the vision still flashing behind his eyes. The chamber began to close, the light folding in on itself like a dying star. When he burst onto the planet's surface, the night sky stretched endlessly above him, stars unfamiliar and brilliant. He fell to his knees, gasping, feeling the remnants of the ritual still tingling in his veins. He had survived. He had escaped. But he was not the same man who had arrived. And somewhere in the distance, high above the glowing planet, he saw her, the priestess, watching. Her eyes held no anger, only a silent promise. "This is not the end," her voice echoed in his mind. James looked up at the stars and realized the universe had just opened a door he could never close. And now, he had to decide, who or what he would become next.